So let's briefly talk about the signs of the times. I could spend the next 4 or 5 hours just talking about these signs that the Most High has given, but I'm going to quickly just pass through them. I think most of you might have an idea or might have heard about most of these, but just in case you haven't, I want to spark a little bit of interest in you to research it yourself to see indeed that we are in the last days. So Messiah said this in Luke 21, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift your heads, for your redemption draws nigh." So he's letting you know that he's like, hey, I'm going to give you signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. Craziness is going to be happening on the earth. Distress of nations with perplexity. Men's hearts failing them for fear. Do you know anybody that's like just fearful of everything that's going on in the world or it's coming? If you've been paying attention, the creator of heaven and earth has been giving us sign after sign. And I'm only mentioning just a few of them. There's actually a lot more than I'm about to mention. So are you awake yet? This is something that was very instrumental for me. This is about the time frame I started waking up. And when I saw this, I was like, whoa. Did you know that there was 4 blood moons back to back? Passover, Sukkot, Passover, Sukkot. If you're not familiar with Passover and Sukkot, these are the feast days that the Most High outlines that his people should celebrate. So like Messiah celebrated the Passover, he celebrated Sukkot and the other feast days. That's for another time though. But what's interesting is that back to back, so we had it spring of 14, fall of 14, spring of 15, fall of 15. This is called a blood moon tetrad. The moon turned into blood as it was prophesied to do. This massive sign was a precursor to many thousands waking up to the truth. And if you didn't know, in this time frame, 2014, 2015, a huge amount of people came into faith and into the full truth, which we'll talk about here in a second. What about this? Solar eclipses that intersect and make the Aleph Tav. There was a massive solar eclipse in August of 2017 that cut right through America. It went through 7 Salems, no coincidence. And then you had the eclipse earlier this year in October, and then you have the one that's coming in April of 2024. And these make the Aleph and Tav. If you're not familiar, the Aleph and Tav is the Hebrew of the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Did this mark the beginning of the tribulation, the end of the tribulation? The beginning of the tribulation? There's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of information out there. Again, I'm just briefly letting you know that these solar eclipses are just no coincidence. You can see there's actual structure. It literally makes the Aleph and the Tav, these two right here. So absolutely amazing. So these are signs in the moon, signs in the sun. And how about the stars too? No coincidence, a sign in the heavens that matched Revelation 12, 1 through 2 perfectly. And if you didn't know, September 23rd, 2017, there was an alignment in the heavens that literally matched Scripture, Revelation 12, 1 through 2 perfectly. If you want to learn more about this, you can do so here on the Parable of the Vineyard channel.